Hey guys, it's Jay, and I'm here with some very exciting news. So, if you guys follow me on Twitter or if you've been in any of my recent live streams, you may have heard me hinting about a little bit of a project that I've been up to when I haven't been on YouTube. And finally, you guys, it's been a long time, but finally, I am very excited to finally release it to you. And so you guys may notice that I have a rather unique looking friend right here, and she is going to help introduce us to my brand new Minecraft mod. So I don't know how much I've talked about the fact that I do a little coding on the side, but I've taught myself to do Minecraft modding, and this has been the result. So you can see we actually have not even as much variety here as I was hoping to see. We'll have to maybe spawn in some more wolves here and see what we can do, but I've decided to take on the task of overhauling some of the Minecraft animals because a lot of them are really, really simplistic, and I've just always thought that there could be so much more you could do with them, and so I went ahead and programmed in a functional genetic system, and you can notice even amongst these guys, some of them look a little bit different. This guy has a little bit different fur, and of course that's a black wolf, and then Equinox here has her very unique coat pattern, and some of you guys may have noticed already that these guys, even though they look very similar color-wise, they have different eyes. And even over here you can see, and this is just some of the common colors that are coming up. We might take a look at some more a little bit later on, but this is the WildCraft mod, and this is just the beginning of what I hope will eventually expand to be something so much bigger. I'm starting by overhauling the wolves. I'm going to move on to overhauling cats at some point as well once these guys are done. But there's so much more to this than just what you see. So I'm sure you guys are noticing the genetics right off the bat, and let's actually take a closer look at Equinoxes. And so if I shift and right click her, I can actually see the GUI here, and I can actually see her menu, and she even has an inventory. I can stick stuff in the inventory and it should stay. You can see if I stick the shovel in there, it should stay. And so I can actually put stuff in her inventory. These are some special slots. We'll deal with those later. But you can also see I have her name right here. And if I adjust her name, you can see that it dynamically adjusts that. So like if I change her name here, if I just call her Equi, then or let's not do that. Oh, great. You have to hit escape if you're in the text box, actually. So you can see it dynamically adjusts that. And so you can dynamically change your animals' names here without having to use the name tag anymore for any of the WildCraft creatures. And so we can see here, though, we can also get a better look at her. You can see her genetics a little bit here. And kind of more of how her coat coloration and such looks. And we can also see, we'll come back to this in a little bit, you can also see her stats. So you can see her health, you can see her speed, and you can see her attack damage. That'll all be really important later, and there's going to be even more updates to do with these. This is just the start of a system that's going to expand immensely. You can also see that she has an experience bar right here, and that's going to be something that will be pretty interesting to work with, and we'll show you guys that in a little bit. You can also see, you can also see in both places, you can see gender and species, so she's a female wolf. You can see that in both places here. And level 0 right now because she has no experience yet. And so you can see there is actually a gender system in this mod now too. That's going to be important when you want to do breeding. Could we not get interrupted by nighttime? Thank you very much. Actually, well, you know what, I'm going to gonna do this because I don't want to get interrupted by all the nighttime nasties that pop out. This tab here, the one with the bone on it, actually isn't, or the dog bone treat thing, is not actually in the game. If I click it, you can hear me clicking on it. It's not doing anything. That'll be coming in a future update, so don't worry. Don't panic and go, Jay, it's broken. It's not broken. It's just not done yet. And I wanted to get this mod out to you guys a little bit early so you can start playing around with it and hopefully finding if there's anything I need to fix and not have to wait for me to get all of it done before you guys can start playing. But the last tab that I hope you guys might take some interest in is this one here with the DNA on it. And that, as you guessed probably, will actually go ahead and show you the genetics. Now, this is all really complicated, and I can't explain all of it right here, but if you guys want a more detailed look at the genetics and exactly what they are, you can find that on the WildCraft wiki. I have that set up, and you guys can find the link to that in the video description. So if you want to find out more about all these genetics and what they mean, I'll go over a few of them here, but if you want to find out in more detail about all of that, then you can check that out on the wiki. So you can see, like, let's just look, for example, at her eyes. She has a common eye color, and her eyes are actually gold. And so basically the way the eye color system at least works is it'll pick a base color and then it'll pick the rarity. And so there's 3 types of eyes for each. There's a common one, an uncommon one, and a rare one. And so she has, if we look at her genetics here, she has the common gold coloration. And we can look at some of the others, we can see how it's different. She has this solid black, so that's why she has the solid black fur and no brown markings like these guys. She has, if we look here, you can see, she has, the white is a little bit interesting, and that's because you can see there's actually a gene back here that's actually triggering over this and giving her the white, and I actually might change the way that system works in a future update because I'm not sure it's doing entirely what it's supposed to, but for now it does result in some pretty cool things here. So you can see she has that white showing through a little bit. And let's take a look here. But it's just a little bit. It's a lot less white than you'd see if, for example, she had both of these as a white showing one. She's not solid white. There is one that can make them solid white. She doesn't have a mask. She's got normal black coloration, no liver pigment. There's all kinds of things that can happen here. And you can see all these different numbers. They all have a meaning, and as you get further into this, you can start breeding for some very specific genetics if you know what you're breeding for. But again, I'm not going to explain that all in this video. I want to show you guys some of the other features here. So let's take a look at some of these guys. They, as you can see, have the different eye colors, and if we look here, you can see we have a common orange. And you can see there's different genes here. So this one, it has the agouti, or I'm probably saying that wrong. This one has the agouti gene. And you can see, again, normal pigment, normal black pigment there, no mask. You can see all these different things here. And they all have their meanings. Again, no experience, and just kind of this normal setup here. You can see that as well. And then these two are both female. You can see, again, similar, no level ups yet. And you can see this is an uncommon eye color and is yellow. So you can see a little bit different than the ones we've been seeing. So let's come over here and we can look at some of these. So these two are both male, and I think, yeah, this is actually a sable. So you can see how his pattern here is a little bit different. It's a little more distinct than this one is. And so you can see it's a little bit more clear cut. It's not quite as blended. And so you can see there's some differences there. And again, if we look here, we have an uncommon yellow color, just all these different traits that you can see showing up in different animals. And there's literally hundreds, if not thousands, of combinations of genetics you can get in this. I've hardly scratched the surface. There's many genes that you can really only get through breeding. And so as you go down the line, you can actually get more and more interesting genetics and ones you wouldn't see so much in the wild. So here we have 2 wild wolves. You can see if I'm clicking on them, shift clicking on them, there's nothing that's happening. So the way you tame these guys is just like in normal Minecraft. You give them bones. And you can see it does the whole smoke particle thing. And it might do it a lot. You might have to give him a lot of bones in order to get this to work. There we go. Sometimes that happens in normal Minecraft too. But again, with these guys, it can vary. And so these two here, you can see, are now tame. Let's actually take a look at them. So we have a male here and a female here. So we actually could breed these if you want. You have to have 2 different genders to be able to breed. That's the way it's set up in this mod. And so let's see. If we look here again, you're going to see there's still no experience or any of that. And you can see, again, the genetics are going to be unique. An uncommon yellow color and a common gold color. So you'll see a lot of yellow and gold eyes in the wild because that is what's most common in wolves. But as you breed in more detail, you could start to see other colors showing up. And that's actually something I'm not sure if I have on the indicator. I don't think I have the recessive coloration. And so that's one thing that I want your help with, is refining the whole GY. So as you guys, if you get this mod and end up playing with it some more, you guys will definitely have to tell me what you feel works, what you feel doesn't, so that I can work on the GY and make it as intuitive as possible. It is still in a prototype phase, as I would put it here. It needs a lot of refining, and I want to see what a lot of you guys will say to it before I start trying to do all of that on my own. So it's still in a fairly early phase. This is just the first release, and it has quite a lot of time to develop. But for now, what I'll do here is let's actually. I'm going to take these two out. Oh yeah, and this is something I should show you too. So right-clicking these guys will put them into the follow mode, and I can have them both, if they don't get stuck in the gate, I can have them both follow. Okay, could one of you not? I need you guys to follow. Please behave yourself. There we go. I'm trying to do a showcase here. So you can see, though, if I click them again, they actually don't go into sitting mode immediately. They actually go into wander mode. Now, I'll demonstrate that a little bit with these two, because we'll bring these two, they're in follow mode now, into this pen here. Oh, come on, you guys. There we go. And we'll put them in here, and we'll close this gate, and we'll actually put them in wander mode, because what we're going to do now is, you can see they move around on their own just like normal animals would, or normal vanilla animals would. So what we're going to actually do is we're going to grab a baked potato. Now, that's a little bit silly. That's not how it's going to stay. This will change for future updates, and eventually we will have a dedicated breeding food, but for now it's baked potato for the sake of me having not implemented all of that just yet. Again, I wanted to get the core of the mod working so that you guys could have a chance to play around with it and be a part of its development, rather than doing everything and having it take ages up front, and then all of a sudden maybe, oh, you guys don't like this system or whatnot. I want you guys to be an active part of the development process, so some of this stuff is unfinished. It is the initial release, and we will be working more with it in the future. So if we right-click them, you can see they have the little hearts, and it gives us this message here that says the female wolf will give birth soon, bred to male wolf. And so because these guys don't have names, it didn't actually give us a name. If they had names, it would give us the name. And so that's how that actually works. And we'll leave these guys alone for a little bit, because we'll work with some of the others a little bit here. And I'm going to actually bring these guys in here. We'll just put them in here if we can. Come on, can you follow? One of you guys is going to follow. There we go. And are you going to follow? There we go. He'll follow us. All right, we'll put him in here. And what we'll actually do, I'll scoot these guys out of the way, is I want to bring Equinox in here and do a little bit of a demonstration of what you can do with these guys if she'll follow us, which I think she should. There we go. Let's go ahead. We'll close her in there. And they will teleport to you. I just have not demonstrated that here. So I'm going to leave her on follow mode. And I want to show you guys, well, first of all, I'm going to spawn in a few cows here for the sake of demonstration. And I want to show you guys right here. Look at her experience. So you can see it's 0 right now. And I'll show you what you can do with that. So first of all, I'm going to exit. I always forget you can't press E because of the name. Really? Sun's going down again? Okay. No. I'm sorry, we're not doing this. And oh yeah, clicking them into the GUI will put them in sitting mode so that they don't run off when you're working with them. So we'll make her stand up again there. And again, just like normal wolves, if you punch something, they go after it. They start out fairly slow, so they're not the greatest, and you can see she's pretty weak. She's not doing a whole lot of damage. It took her a long time to actually kill that cow. I'm going to stick this here. If we do it again, you can see she doesn't do a lot of damage. It takes her probably 3 hits to be able to actually kill the cow, because cows have 10 health. Now, what you can see, though, is if we go back here and we look at her level, she's up to 20 experience. Now, she's up to 20 experience because she gets 1 point for every, she gets 1 point for the maximum health of every animal she fights. So because a cow has 10, a cow is worth 10 experience. When you start fighting stuff like zombies and skeletons that has even more health than that, well, you can see how it can end up adding up pretty fast. So we'll take out this cow, too. And We'll let her finish that off. Again, you can see it's taking quite a long time. So what I'm actually going to do to help with that is we'll go over here, and I think she needs a little bit more speed. So you can see these buttons are no longer grayed out. We can actually click and it'll boost her speed, and she's actually going to be a little bit faster now. So let's spawn in some more cows, and we'll punch one. You can see she's quite a bit faster. She's keeping up with the cow a lot better, and having a much easier time chasing it down for the most part. Oh, and these guys want in on the action because they're in wandering mode right now. But we're not going to let them be in on this fight because they're waiting to have a puppy. In fact, I'm going to make them sit because I don't want them to constantly be jumping around. So they won't attack in sitting mode, just like in normal vanilla Minecraft. Oops, let's get over the fence and scoot you just a little bit back. So you are the female. Okay, so you're the one we're going to be watching for the pups when the puppies are born. So let's see. Let's spawn in some more cows. Again, you can see Equinox is a lot faster. She's doing damage more quickly, but she's not actually doing more damage, but she's just able to do it more quickly. Now, you can see right now, I think her attack is 4, and so, oh, there we go, 2 hits, and, you gonna get it? There we go, 3 hits. And 1, 2, 3. Oh, that means that we are going to have puppies very soon, and I say puppies because, well, at least 1, but possibly up to a full litter of 5. So, very, very shortly here, let's have Equinox momentarily sit down, and then, there we go! 2 puppies! Okay, so, oh my goodness, okay, let's have you scoot out of the way. They do spawn right underneath the mom, so you kind of have to nudge them out of the way sometimes. But you can see, they look quite different. So some of you guys are probably going, well, what is happening here? Why do they look so different? Well, if we look at them and we look at their genetics, you can see they have this blue genetic here on the D locus. And we can exit out, and again, we'll see here, again, we had that blue genetic on the D locus. Now, where did that come from? Why did neither of these guys have it? Well, actually, she doesn't. So what we'll see is she has the black here, but she has this blue recessively on her D locus. So she has the capital D and the lowercase d. And if we look at him, capital D, lowercase d. Well, both of these two rolled that lowercase d twice, and that gives them this blue genetic that you don't normally see, and that's one that's a little bit harder to breed for. And you can see, this one has the same eyes as the mom here. This one actually rolled a different eye color, and I think, so we have yellow eyes, and this one has orange eyes. So that's one thing that I'd want to find a way to display, but I kind of ran out of room on the genetic panel here. So what basically happened is these guys had either orange or something that's rarer than orange as their recessive, and that's how that pup ended up with orange eyes. So you can see the genetics coming into play. And if you keep breeding, like if we were to let these guys grow up and breed them with someone else, then you could see those genetics continue, and you could basically mold and shape the way that your wolves will end up looking. Now, with that's done for now, so I'm not going to go into the breeding so much more than that because we've already been here for quite a while, but what I am going to do is continue to work with Equinox. So let's take a look at her here and see. So she now has another level up. So remember, we were counting the hits last time. It took her 3 hits to kill a cow. If we boost her attack to 5, then that will mean that she can now kill a cow in 2 hits. And so we'll spawn some of these guys in, and oops, I failed. that was not good. There we go. So she's still going to attack 1 hit, 2 hits. If we do that again, one hit and 2 hits. And if we do it again, I'll try and stand back so we can see the whole thing. 1 hit and 2 hits. So you can see she's only doing damage twice to take the cow down. And we could continue leveling her up quite a lot. And she could get up to being able to do, I think, pretty much up to about 15 damage and be quite a bit stronger. Now, that's the current level cap is at 30, so you won't be able to level these guys up past level 30. That will be changing in future updates. This is just the beginning of that system, and I'm still implementing it in quite a lot of ways, but I'd like to see what you guys think of the base system here. So that will be changing as time goes on. There's one other thing I want to show you too before we wrap up this showcase. So let's clear out the inventory a little bit, get some more room. And what we'll do here is we'll actually have Equinox show off some of our other items. Now, these guys didn't actually get named in, they didn't actually get the names in there properly, so you can see it has that weird little name. That'll be fixed in a coming update too. Don't worry about it, it doesn't affect the gameplay. But if you see here, we have these special slots, and if we try and put, like if we stick a bone there, you can see we can't do it. We can't put a bone in any of these. Why is that? Well, that's because they're for something very special. So if we put this here, you can see now Equinox has this really cool looking collar, and you can put these collars on any. So we could, like, let's take the dad from here. I'm not going to put it on a puppy because you can't really see their necks. So let's take the dad. We'll put this black collar on him. You can see now he has this nice black collar, and it looks really, really cool. So now you can have, instead of just the normal one color collars, you have these more detailed ones, and currently these are the only two in the game. Again, that's something that will be expanded with coming updates, so definitely let me know, like, if there's a certain type of collar you want to see. Maybe you'd like to see a diamond collar, or maybe you'd like to see a collar made of leaves, and let me know what you guys want to see in terms of the collars, and what kinds you might want to see. And I could possibly add them into future versions, you never know. So, otherwise too, this slot, the bottom one here, is actually going to be an armor slot. Again, not in the game just yet, that will be coming in a future update. But this slot here is actually an amulet slot. So, amulets can have all kinds of functions. Currently, the only one here is the Undying Amulet. And the function of that would be to protect Equinox from taking a fatal hit. So, normally in Minecraft, if a skeleton shoots your dog one too many times, or they fall in the lava, that's it. It's game over for them. And that kind of sucks because vanilla wolves, well, they're kind of weak, and they're not all that smart, and they tend to get themselves into trouble that they can't always get out of. So, with that in mind, this Undying Amulet, oops, I clicked the wrong thing there. Here we go, right here on the first page. This Undying Amulet actually will protect against that. So, if she were to take a hit that would be more than the health she has left, this amulet would actually protect her from that and cause her to become injured. Now, that system, oops, keep forgetting you can't press E to get out of that. That system is, again, not quite fully implemented. I'm going to add more penalties to the injured state as time goes on, and make it so that it's actually a lot worse, and you have a lot more incentive to keep these guys from even getting injured. But it will mean that she won't actually die. So we are running out of time, so I'm not going to go ahead and demonstrate that here, but you guys can try it out in your own game if you want. Now, with that said, I'm hoping this mod is actually up by the time this video is going to go up. I did put it up. It was processing when last I looked, but they still had to go through it. Okay, can we stop turning to night, please? There we go. But yeah, so that's one thing where you'll want to see with that. Hopefully it'll be up. I will put the link to that in the video description if you guys want to go download it yourself. Also, please do make sure to check out the mod's Patreon if you guys are interested in that, because if you guys want to support the mod and get some cool rewards like maybe your own custom skin in the mod here, then definitely check that out. That might be of interest to you. Anyway, though, I'm going to wrap up this showcase here. Definitely tell me your thoughts on this mod, what you think of it. If you have any suggestions, I would love to hear them, because, again, I want to shape this mod based off of your feedback, and I want to know where you guys are going with it. So, for now, though, we're going to end off here. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this showcase. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.